Okay, so recently, Becky and Joe were at an event called In Motion Playgrounds, where they spoke extensively about their various projects, most prominently Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. They told the story of its creation, funny happenings from the set, and how they got to where they are today. It's good stuff. I recommend watching the whole thing. During this, though, they briefly spoke about my coveted pilot. Thankfully, a few people filmed it. It's been said before that when asked about the pilot, that Becky and Joe sort of gave a half answer about why it hasn't been released. I don't have a source because these events and such don't always get filmed, but that's what I've heard, so source, dude, trust me. That sounded to me like they weren't even sure if they were allowed to talk about it, but they finally did talk about it here. I guess they got clearance. Hooray! Here's what we learned. While I had speculated based on copyright claims that they can't release it due to legal reasons, they verbally confirmed as much here.
And now we get, people asking us, will you release this pilot? But the truth is we don't own it. We're not really allowed to, so we can't.
Well, they didn't say it directly. It sounds like if they could, they would. Probably, maybe. My guess is that this is probably Turner. That's the problem, is Blink Industries seems to be pretty lax with this sort of stuff. So, yes, we need to bully Warner Brothers even more than we already should. I want that Batgirl movie, damn it. But another thing is that Becky and Joe technically showed it. Just very sped up.
We're not allowed to. We don't legally own it. Seeing as
Maybe just quickly.
Yeah.
So, while we didn't get any substantial footage, we got images of the ending that no one outside the Sundance 2019 audiences have seen. Notable images we haven't seen yet are when the fizzy milkman spills all over the computer equipment and destroys Birdman's whole operation, and Duckman has, goop spilling out of his head, which is a detail that was not described by anyone as far as I've seen. Rip Bozo. This poor living padlock, not that one, whose face was split in half when the town was liberated. Rip other Bozo. The real key to the city, which is actually a character we've not seen at all but have heard of from descriptions. There was a fake screenshot that I mistook for real and put in my first video, and that was based on someone who saw its artistic interpretation. The real key is actually this. They are adorable, they can float, their hole is placed so it looks like a nose, very charming. They can also poof in and out of existence, it seems, much as Bastard Key. I love them so much, time to add them to my collage of talking objects I love too much. Tragically, the funny house is still sad at the end for unknown reasons. This shot near the end where it's an image of the fizzy milkman and the keyman together, and I don't know how this reveal of information raised further questions, but I have got to know the context behind this. Did they work together? Was the fizzy milkman, hired to create the aesthetic of rebellion while actually just, keeping Keyman in power? Very tragically, there are no images of the alleged giant circuit board Keyman, which is a visual I'm strangely fixated on finding. Whenever I write these out and have to, talk about this kind of thing, I realize how desperately mentally ill I am. This image sort of looks like it could be part of it, but I can't really decipher what's going on in it. This looks like circuit board stuff, but I don't actually know what I'm looking at. And this here, maybe that's him, I don't know, I can't tell. This is a half-hour short sped up to a 30-second joke. Some scenes just didn't survive, especially when it was probably just a single shot. I slowed it down to see if we could get any substantial audio. Unfortunately, it's nothing you can really make out. While it's pretty clear towards the beginning, the Wakey Wakey song and Red's conversation with a rock are fairly audible. Which is weird because the rock I don't think even appears in this sped up footage. But as it goes, it starts to overlap and get more incoherent. I can make out various Becky Sloan and Baker Terry voices, but actual sentences are a little harder to pick out. Which means I can't confirm whether or not the Key's name is actually Steve. I'm very sorry, everyone. I know that was the burning question everyone had concerning this episode. Still, if they can't release it, this is at least a funny workaround. I'm glad they gave us some precious, precious scraps. They also showed concept art for the townspeople. This appeared to be fairly early, as Mrs. Grennelt does not look like that in the episode. Keyman is just labeled as Key, so tragically cannot confirm or deny the Mean Steve rumors. But Fizzy Milkman is labeled as Fizzy Richard. That's just delightful. What we lack in Steve, we gain in Richard. Well, we've heard for a while that Becky and Joe hate it. We've never gotten a good reason why, but they spoke about it here, and it actually makes a lot of sense. After working on 6 short little things of them just fucking around with puppets and guts, Super Deluxe commissions a pilot episode, and they wanted to get it right.
We generally just, felt like we'd ironed out a lot of the creepiness of the show, lost some of the claustrophobic vibe.
We were given these kind of special diagrams that people kind of walk around saying are amazing. And they are really useful, I suppose, but for us it kind of just came out a bit formulaic and conventional.
While I've enjoyed what I've seen of the pilot, remember I actively enjoy garbage, projects can be intensely personal things, especially when you've historically had the level of control that the Dehimis team has had. You will see things in your work that no one will care about, so while I don't care that the pilot is conventional, I understand why they would. You know, artists hate their own things all the time. I hate most of what I create, but I still put it out there. Now, I've heard a couple naysayers here and there say that because it's been like 5 years since Sundance and the pilot is not released yet, that means we'll never see it now. Very strange attitude. You almost remember there's not really a deadline for Lost Media. The full cut of Metropolis was lost for 90 years. The Wicked Witch episode of Sesame Street, as well as Cracks, was lost for like 50 years. These things don't always just get wrapped up neatly or quickly. I think this pilot has a half-decent chance of being found in the next few years. I mean, I hope. It's not literally lost. We know who has it and where it is. It's just the dreaded copyright bullshit keeping it from us. Like, God, I hate copyright. I hate intellectual property. Individual creators don't even get to own the shit that they make most of the time, and copyright stopped existing to protect artists and now exists so billion-dollar companies wield control and take artists' money. Sorry. Oh my god, it's a cat. Yeah! I've seen a lot of these Giga leaks happening in the last couple years, the My Little Pony leak.
Don't you see? It's the first chip in royal power in over a millennium. Fuck me hard.
Various Nintendo leaks, a Nickelodeon leak, the leak of various Disney Channel pilots reminding me of my unhealthy love of Commander Peepers I hadn't thought about in 10 years. Perhaps someone can maybe do a Turner leak, a Warner Brothers leak. Batgirl, Wile E. Coyote vs. Acme, that Scoob Christmas special I wouldn't care about if I wasn't intrigued that Paul Dini wrote it. And maybe see if the Dehimis pilot's in their database somewhere, might be worth a try, you can email it to me right here, MistySparklesInfo@gmail.com. I can be trusted. Overall, this is a really cool and informative panel. They go into a lot of detail about their artistic process, and at one point they show this montage of children's shows that inspired Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. And since this is a Lost Media video, if anyone in the comments can identify these shows, please for the love of God tell me, so I can add them to my collection of unsettling children's shows. Tony's presumed inspiration is absolutely killing me. Why does this clock have lip injections? And yes, I know I never made a video about the actual TV series. I wrote and recorded it and started to edit it, and then I didn't like how it was turning out. Now it's been 2 years and I don't know if the algorithm will like it anymore. Just know that I love it and I relate to unemployed Brendan on a spiritual level. Okay, that's all. Hopefully next time I talk about this, it'll be something more substantial. Pray for Steven, everyone. We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when. Oh, I know we'll meet again some sunny day.